Hi, this is John Wentworth. Not all recruiting is equal. Some works well, delivering great candidates on time and for a reasonable price. Other recruiting does not. The difference between the two is how the work is done. The litmus test of good recruiting is getting good hires. What is a good hire? Well, partly it's the outcome, long term, stable, and productive employees. Partly it's how the getting of those hires fits into the organization. If any of those does not work correctly, good hires will not happen. This is all fine, but who cares? Why is making good hires important? It's important because good hires get you long term, stable, and highly productive employees. The candidate pool needs to serve the hiring managers by delivering choices within a strong pool of competent candidates. Qualified but with modest individual differences is the goal. Recruiters are notorious for delivering candidates who do not have what they need to have. It's crudely referred to as throwing mud against the wall and seeing what sticks. This approach, albeit widespread, does not work well. The qualified pool, again, needs to have some variability. The hiring manager needs a feeling of having been able to make a choice, something he or she cannot do if the candidates are exactly the same. The feeling aside, hiring managers also need choices because the choices may represent new ways of looking at the job that had not been considered before and would not have been considered had a resume that was just a little off center not been presented. Here's what a good pool looks like. Remember, dark green is more than the hiring manager wants, light green is what the hiring manager wants, and red is less. This is a real pool. The red person on the right was the incumbent. The charter was to find better people. Obviously, this was done. The far left candidate was very attractive for a week or so, but the client was a paper distributor that resided in a tilt wall concrete warehouse in an industrial park. When the far left candidate walked in his $1,000 suit and his $500 shoes, everybody knew it was not a fit. The company hired the person in the middle with the average score of 3, which was the goal. 2 years later, he was still there, doing well. The pool of candidates must actually exist, be affordable, and want the job. The variable in this situation is the hiring manager's expectations. You cannot change who is or is not in the labor market for the money offered and the location of the job and all of that. But you can change your hiring manager's understanding of who's available, and you can influence with this information what skills, experiences, and characteristics he or she expects to be able to hire. Similarly, you cannot change what qualified candidates want, but you can help hiring managers get their expectations in line with what they can get for the offered compensation. You can also find other ways of getting value to the candidates. Money's not the only currency. Attraction retention studies, including one on the Wentworth website in the workforce planning section, tell us that after pay reaches a certain level, table stakes, other factors become equally important. The overall compensation package can include type of work, company environment, liking your boss, and more. But in the end, the pool must include only candidates who are affordable. The candidates presented to the hiring manager must want the job. Nothing sours the relationship between the hiring manager and the recruiter than unrequited love. Hiring managers falling in love with a candidate only to find they can't have him or her is not good. Once you have candidates who are qualified, affordable, and who want to work for you, you can land them and get the work done by someone who is happy to be working for you. The end result of Next Practices recruiting is long term, stable, and highly productive employees. I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful. Please feel free to call me at 310 732 2301 if you have any questions or would like to talk about this. Thank you so much. This is John Wentworth. Goodbye for now.